What's up, guys? Frugal VC. I just finished official day one of Decipher. Man, I tell you, most of us YouTube creators are on like a few hours of sleep. I got like 1.5 hours of sleep. I was just too amped up for today. But we're gonna tell you, I want to give you the live recap of everything that went down in Decipher today. I'll say the news, a lot of the news was like kind of non-news because we already kind of knew it. So we're going to talk about the big news today. We're talking about what interviews I got today that we're going to be sharing later on the channel. I'm going to do them one-off as little mini interviews. It's going to take me some editing to do, so I want to put that out there. My original thought was maybe to cut it with the day's recap video, but I just won't be able to get that done. I'll tell you, we're all exhausted. It's a crazy event. I'm going to give you some stats on the event today. I'm going to tell you what happened, stuff with some of the partnerships we had with Nextblock today, and yeah, some of the games too, because the games are pretty cool. We're going to talk a little more about those. So tune into that. Thanks so much, guys. Yeah, here we go. Let me see. Let me pull up first. Yeah, so the big news today was that USDCA will be listed on Binance. We'll be able to withdraw and deposit on there. I think we all kind of knew that. In fact, Stacey Warden, CEO, called up Coop Daniels of the Recoup channel onto the stage to kind of ring him a little bit for spilling the news early. But I mean, that was kind of going around. I think everyone kind of knew that because I mean, you can't really hide that on the blockchain. You know, they got to create the wallets ahead of time to like basically set up for it. So people can see it. People are keeping an eye on the blockchain and they can see that happening. So it is good news to be on a big chain like that. But also, sorry, Binance, but I'm telling you all, it's not your keys, not your crypto. Got to get off those exchanges, okay? Got to do it because if you don't, look what happens. And BlockFi just went down. BlockFi is filing for bankruptcy. FTX thought we know what happened with that. I did plenty of coverage on that, and so you got to get off those exchanges. But that is one big piece of news. Yeah, another one was they announced Algorand Ventures, which sounds like it's a VC capital firm based on the Algorand Foundation. So supporting Algorand projects. I already have Accelerator, but this is going to be more the VC arm of that. Also, apparently in January, a new communications and marketing director is starting, and she apparently comes from Silicon Valley. Stacey didn't want to say any more than that, but that was kind of the big news that she also dropped. I want to share some stats with you too from the event because much bigger than last year's. Now, I wasn't at last year's. I've heard from other people this was much bigger geographically and also just a number. So first off, they had 3 times the number of participants this year as they did last year. So that's pretty cool. 900 new applications launched to mainnet within the last year. That's pretty cool. 13 million new wallets, 15 times algo, DeFi, TVL, 10 times NFT sales. 13 games launched to mainnet. We're going to talk about some of those coming up. 17,000 developers engaged in the dev program. Apparently, they've had 23,000 attendees, over 100 plus community events. That's something I want. They need to publicize those better, man. Like it's really hard to find info about those. Anyway, and then 4.2 billion algo committed to governance in September. So some big numbers they're putting up today. And I just want to go through my Twitter and see, because I did a live tweet. If you guys follow me on Twitter, it's BC_Kowalski, or you can search frugalbc.algo, you find me. Yeah, so I want to move on. Those are kind of the big news pieces. And then, we heard from Sylvia Macaulay. That was the best talk of the day, for sure. That guy is just super inspiring. It's hard to put that in words why, but you hear him talking, you're like, you understand that you're listening to a genius. This is a guy who has a vision for the future. And he talked a lot about, first off, weeding out the bad actors in the space. We're seeing that happen now. That's what bear markets do, man. They get rid of these guys. They send them packing because you know what? These guys are like all about a quick buck, and they don't build for the bear market. They don't build for long-term sustainability. And a lot of times they undersell the idea that the stuff can go under, that bad things can happen. Crypto can go down a lot. I remember Mashinsky saying something along the lines of he didn't think crypto would ever go below like 42,000 again or something like that. Like obviously that didn't happen. If you're not expecting that, if you're not anticipating that, it's really bad, dude. It's really bad. So good for Macaulay. He said this helps us bring the real people in who care about the tech, care about the industry, and care about the future of blockchain, and they want to help people. He was like a quote machine, man. He's saying how like It's like, if you don't, it's like, you can't help people if we're going to build this on a chain that isn't good for the environment. So you can see that that's really important to him. It was great. It was really great talk. John Woods, great speaker, talked about AlgoKit, how that's going to make it easier for developers. And I asked a lot of developers afterwards, both in interviews and then privately too, what their thoughts are on this. And most people are pretty positive on the developer kit and the direction they're going. There's some folks that feel like it should be a little more front end based so that you can get away from having to be on servers or having to be on these cloud devices, which are very centralized. But besides that, I think most people are pretty bullish on developing on Algorand. I heard a lot of optimism today. So also I did a lot on the next block live stream, so you guys should go check them out. They really wanted me on there. I really appreciate them extending the invite. You know, shout out to JT and C Will and Dave, Crypto for Change over there. Thanks, dudes. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, and man, I tell you, they got the setup, man. They had it kind of like right in the main area where everyone has to walk past. But they got, they got the handheld mics that are right up there, so it's not getting that background noise. And they got a lot of people. They got a lot of people that kind of had come through, introduced, do short little interviews, kind of say who they are. Got Stacey Wharton on too. Got to give him credit for that. I did a number of side interviews and tried to get Stacey, but couldn't quite get to her. She's pretty swamped every time I saw her. And I tried to get an opening, and then she'd be gone. So that's fine. I met her again, shook her hands when I was hanging out with Coop and JT and them. So she's pretty friendly in person, I would say. I think she's just one of those people who's very busy. John Woods sounds like he's going to be on tomorrow, so that's cool. I got a bunch of I'm going to reach out to, but I want to tell you who I got today. Interviewed the founders of Avatar, the video game that they're making on the Algorand blockchain. I've done a video on that. It's a great project. Really happy about that. Besides them, we got Para Wallet. I talked to someone from there. Alchemon, Alchemon from early interviews in my channel. Bilal, who's the AlgoFam guy. I mean, he put together the AlgoFam chat on Monday, so shout out to him. NFT domains and also Exquito Finance, Paulo from that. He's a cool guy. I feel bad. His interview is actually out of focus, and the sound was kind of bad on the last two. They kind of mentioned that might be the case, and they were kind of right. My Mike does do a pretty good job of isolating it, but the bigger problem, particularly with Saul, is that Paulo is that he's out of focus. I swear I had it queued up. I swear I had the focus locked on. So I'm kind of frustrated about that. But overall, and NF domains. Just made my NFT address today. So it's officially frugalbc.algo. You can actually send it to it. The other one, the Algorand naming service, it works like only a handful of places. So I have both, but the one I care about is the NF domains, and we're gonna have them on the channel later on too, at some point to talk. But yeah, hoping to get Tiny Man, Aegir Tactics. I think I'm not pronouncing that right, but I ran into that guy. They actually recognized me, and it's kind of cool. And then it happens. It's happened a few times throughout Decipher. People are like, oh yeah, no, I watch your channel, and I'm like, really, you watch me? Cool. Yeah, we're gonna have him on tomorrow. They got a live game. The game is live, and I want to go try that out tomorrow. I didn't get to do it today. And a guy from Open or Algo Seas, excuse me, Algo Seas, game I've been playing. I lost my parts, so I have to buy some more. And he also does HighForge, which is apparently a really great platform for NFT launching. I didn't know much about that, so I'm gonna try to talk to him tomorrow. And like I said, John Woods, hopefully. So I just want to give you guys that quick wrap up today. Like I said, there's a number of interviews coming, and a lot of what I gained from this too is just meeting people and having those conversations, getting to know folks, getting face to face, because that's going to help me get content in the future, and that'll be good for you guys too. Again, got to give a big shout out to NifGen, because we would not be here today, and I said that on the next blog too. I think most of the Algorand creators, probably except for Coop, I think, would not be here if it were not for NifGen. So these guys are building a great platform. I'm really excited for it to launch. Some big news coming from them too. Not going to spill it. I don't think they wanted me to spill it yet, but some big news around what's going to be in there. I think it's going to be great for us. Anyway, yeah, my impressions are like there's a lot of enthusiasm for Algorand. it sounds like the foundation is starting to really grow, and you can see that with the people on stage. They brought everyone from the foundation and Inc. on stage, and it took a long time to go through all the name and what I do intros. So I still feel like the foundation is a little tough to get a hold of, but I think they're kind of like, I think they're kind of wrapping their brain about who's doing what, because they've gone from like 18 employees, I think they said, to like 70 within a year. And that's a lot of growth. And you have to, it takes a while to figure all that stuff out. So I don't want to cover from though. I want to keep like, I want to keep asking those tough questions. I think I asked some pretty tough questions during the Algo fam chat. And I want to keep that up. So I appreciate all you guys supporting me. Thanks so much. Subscribe to the channel if you didn't. Hit the like button and all that good stuff. Guys, thanks so much for, I wouldn't be here without you guys. So I've got to give a big shout out to you guys, the viewers as well. And thanks so much. I will have another wrap up video for you tomorrow. Then we're going to start trying to get, at least I'm trying to get one of those out before I leave, one of those interviews out before I leave Dubai. Because then it's going to be a long flight. There's not going to be videos till maybe in the Monday following. It's gonna, but I got them queued up, so you're gonna have them. And that's all I got. Thanks, guys. Peace out. Remember, not your keys, not your crypto. Get off the exchanges, and I'll see you in the future.